Hello there, my darling dragon friends. My name is Ariel. I am the Sassy Dragon, and we are back with another perfume review. Today we are going to be smelling and digging into Burberry Goddess. This one is absolutely gorgeous. If you are a vanilla lover, which I am, it is really, really beautiful. It's actually, I'd say, one of my more recent favorites for sure. Comes in this very beautiful kind of blushy colored bottle. Very simplistic. It really is not like overly fancy. The bottle is also very simplistic with the Burberry, medallion on the front. Has the logo stamped on the top. Open it up, and wow. This is just a gorgeous, very vanilla forward fragrance. The thing that's beautiful about it, and probably why I love it so much, is the inclusion of the vanilla note. For me, vanilla and lavender are just a magic combination. I'll give you some details on this one. This one just came out in 2023. The perfumer behind this fragrance is Amandine Clerc-Marie. She's an interesting one. She's had a few bigger releases. La Nuit Trésor from Lancôme was one that she was involved in. She had a hand in one of my favorite and most unique takes on a vanilla-based fragrance, which was Mugler Aura. Definitely a different perfume, kind of a love it or hate it. Some people really loved it. I really loved it. Some people were not as crazy about it, but it was a really interesting fragrance with a use of a strong vanilla note involved in that. So to me, this is also a strong vanilla fragrance, but it's not quite, it's not unusual like Aura. It's a lot more crowd pleasing. It's going to have a lot more fans simply because of that. Let's go into the notes on this. So the top notes are a vanilla infusion and lavender. So those come out very, very strong. It does have as well on the, it says that those on the top notes is cacao and ginger. I don't get that super, super strong. There's a tiny bit of the ginger. I'm not sensing so much the cacao. That to me is a note that's blended in pretty seamlessly. So if it's in there, I'm not picking up on it as strongly. The middle notes is what they call a vanilla caviar. They say it's the first time they've used it in a perfume blend, and it's a very strong, very concentrated kind of vanilla. To me, it brings it a very bright, almost solar quality to the vanilla. So in a lot of ways, when I looked at this, especially the whole way it's presented and packaged with the marketing with the golden color, I said that Burberry Goddess is to vanilla what like Dior's J'adore is to like a white floral, right? It's very solar, it's very bright, it doesn't have a whole lot of like heavier notes. It's that kind of sensibility. The base notes on this are a darker, deeper vanilla absolute, so we're not even using anything woodsy or musky on the base. It is definitely vanilla all the way through to the end. To me, what makes this one unique and beautiful and what makes me really love it, again, is that gorgeous connection between the vanilla and the lavender. And of course, we can't talk about vanilla and lavender without talking about one of my favorite perfumes of all time, even though it hasn't been around that long, is Mon Guerlain. It is one of the most beautiful fragrances in my opinion. It's one of my favorites. You can see how much of this I have used. Yes, I have already bought a backup of this. But this fragrance has a similar, it's going to get a lot of comparisons, I know, because of the vanilla lavender connection. But this one is a lot different. It's a lot different. Oh yeah, it's a more aromatic kind of fragrance. It has a lot more going on in it than just vanilla and lavender. And actually the lavender is the vanilla is a base note on this fragrance. The top notes are the lavender and bergamot, which you definitely get right off of the top. It has the middle notes of iris, jasmine, and rose. So it definitely brings in more floral notes. Base notes again, vanilla, coumarin, sandalwood, licorice, benzoin, and patchouli. So it is a more balanced fragrance in that way. It's not as obviously and drivingly vanillic. So I would say that if you want to take a foray into the lavender vanilla world, if you want something that's a little more light, bright, much more vanilla forward, it's going to be Burberry Goddess. But if you're looking for something that has more depth, because this, you know, the Mon Guerlain does have those deeper bass notes, both of these get me tons of compliments. I also have to mention that both of these always get somebody saying, oh my gosh, that smells so good, right? These just have a universal kind of appeal. But I would say in some ways, the Mon Guerlain pulls a little more masculine just because of that lavender, because of that sandalwood. It makes it a little less, it just makes it less sweet, right? It balances the sweetness of the vanilla down with the rest of those notes. And so in some ways, if you're looking for a more balanced kind of rounded, you know, vanilla lavender infusion, it would be this one. And again, if you want more of the strong, very, very bright, almost it's an interesting quality that the lavender, not the lavender, sorry, the vanilla has in Burberry Goddess. It's almost, it's hard to put my finger on, but it's to my nose, to my senses, it almost has this grainy quality. It's very interesting. It almost reminds me of bee pollen or something. It's like little, it makes me think of little pieces of gold or little, you know, like pollen in a flower, but in vanilla form, if that makes sense. It's just a really interesting thing going on in this fragrance. So if you're a vanilla lover, like I am, you'll probably want to try this out, and especially if you love the mixture of vanilla with lavender, I would recommend having both of these in your collection because I think they're both gorgeous. The other thing that I really like that Burberry has done with this particular release is that they have made the bottle refillable. Always love a refillable bottle so that you can actually just buy the refill when you're done and refill it, because this is a nice, you can see it, you know, nice chunky heavy glass bottle. You wouldn't really want to toss that thing out because it's quite lovely. So that is my take, guys, on this fragrance. Tell me what you think about it down below in the comments, whether you love it, don't love it, have it, want to try it, all that kind of thing. And as well, always let me know if there is a perfume that you would like to see me review or give it a sniff on this channel. If I can get a hold of it, if it's something I think I would like, I might go ahead and splurge on a big bottle. If I can get a sample, I will. And I look forward to seeing you guys again very soon. Take care.